vocalists, volunteers who will sing for you. And a wonderful piano player, Konstantin Hazanovich, will help to accompany. So here is Victoria Krivazubova. So we want them one by one.
Guess I'm just a fool who never looks before a job. Everything happens to me. I never miss a thing. I've had missiles and a bomb. And every time I play nice, my partner always drums. I guess I'm just a fool who never looks before a job. Everything happens to me. At first I thought that you could break these jeans for me. That love would turn that brick to despair. But now I just can't fool this heart that thinks of me. I've engaged all my castles in the air. I'm telegraphed and phoned and have an air special too. Your answer was goodbye, and I was even postage due. I fell in love just once, and I did that to be with you. Everything happens to me.
Yeah, that was beautiful. A beautiful choice too of the song. You have a gorgeous voice, beautiful. So I have a question. When you learned the song, did you get a translation of the lyrics of the story?
Yes, of course.
Of course. Okay. Yes, beautiful. I love the timbre of your voice, and that your expression was really good. Very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, your tone is just gorgeous. Now, I have one comment. This is something that we like to, as a rule, speak the song. Like, say the first. What's the first line again?
I make a date for golf. I make a date for golf.
And you can bet your life it rains. So for me, I like to have pauses between the phrases. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it when a singer will do an entire phrase and not breathe, and you've got that vocal breath, and that's a quality. But I make a date for golf, and you can bet your life it rains. I tried to get tried to give a party, but the guy upstairs complains. So for me, if you can think of it as talking the story, it'll give a little more momentum and a little more of time to breathe too between the lines. So would you want to try a couple of those lines? Okay.
Try to keep the fight, but the guy upstairs complains. So just sketching holes and missing trains. Everything happens to me. Never disappear. What Cheryl's saying, absolutely, I agree. This song in particular, like who is singing the song? What is the context? To me, it's a monologue of sorts. It's you're ruminating, you're thinking yourself, talking to yourself. So the more conversational you sing it, the better. Now, as someone who has learned songs in different languages, I know how difficult it is sometimes to get pronouns correct and correct. Do you do it phonetically? Yes. How do you learn English?
Half phonetically and half by reading the lyrics and by translating it and watch the translation. I don't know. I have a lack of words in English.
I mean, this song is very well written in that there are little funny jokes in it, and the pronouns you have to be careful about getting right. I make a date for golf, and you can bet your life it rains. That kind of thing. Also, judging from the way you ended the song, it sounds like you're hearing more of different higher intervals of the chord and different melodies. I think you should try one where you change the melody a little bit. Yeah, like a second chorus. Think of a different way to phrase it and change the melody, but that matches with your accompaniment. Why don't we try a little of that?
I will try.
Do it. Come on, yeah. Come on, everybody. Date for golf, and you can bet your life it rains. Try to give a party, and a guy upstairs complains. I think I'm just a fool. I'm missing calls, I'm missing trains. Everything happened to
So this is a song about a guy, about a person that just feels that everything goes wrong, it goes back and forth, It's like presenting, I make a day for God, and you can bet your life it rains. I try to give him a party, but the guy upstairs complains. I guess I'll go through life just catching colds and missing trains. Everything happens to me.
So that line, like Janice said, you could vary that every time, and I like the way you lay back on it. Everything happens to me. You can change that every time because that's the clincher. That's the hook. And they know it's coming every time you get to the end of the line. Everything. You know, you can vary that as well.
Mr. G.
Really, these are all really constructive, valid, interesting variations. Your performance was fantastic, just the way it was. And these comments are all little things that you can explore and add. Maybe the next time you perform this, you will take a little of each of these. The first time you will sing it maybe just the way you did, with then a small piano solo. You come back in, changing the melody and doing different phrasing and varying it that way. So it's difficult to have these kinds of comments with someone who is singing so well already. It's hard for me to think of anything you're doing incorrect. These are merely ideas and suggestions for growing and continuing. It's beautiful.
Okay, who's next?
Oh, I'll sing I Remember You. I remember you. You're the one who made my dreams come true a few kisses ago. I remember you. You're the one who said I love you too. I do, didn't you know? I remember too a distant bell and stars that fell like rain out of the blue when my love withdrew, and the angels asked me to recall the thrill of them all. Then I should tell them I remember. Day, day, da do day, do ba do dee ba do dee do, dee dee ba do, do ba do 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 day, do ba do day, ba do dee ba do dee do do, dee ba dee do do. Do dee dee do, dee dee do, dee 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 do do, dee do dee ba do ba do da dee do dee, do da do 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 da dee do da dee dee, dee dee ba do dee do dee do do dee, dee do dee da do, do da do 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 da do da do do do. I remember you. You're the one who made my dreams come true a few kisses ago. I remember you. You're the one who said I love you too. I do, didn't you know? I remember too a distant bell and sound that fell like rain out of the blue when my life withdrew, and the angels asked me to recall the thrill of the remember, tell them I remember you.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. Something I want to point out, so the two of you are in service to the music together. He is not in service to you to do this presentation, right? It doesn't work him for you. So I know this was not the intention, but the idea that you would just sing and then have a solo and then just it would be done without continuing the idea and the piece of music. Not that that was your intention, but it made me think to point out that when you're working together, if you ever sung this song with him playing, see, it's fantastic. That's the magic of this music. That is the magic and the power of this music, is that these two individuals can have a brief conversation and make music together. There's very few styles and genres that you can do that in such a high level. And it's fantastic, but I just wanted to point out that you are working together to do it, not him in front, you know, not that you intended to do this, but I just wanted to point that out. They're working together for one goal, one song.
I think what's really important is to kind of establish the groove, because I felt like it was rushing, and I felt like you weren't able to settle into a groove so that it would swing. I remember you. You're the one who makes my dreams come true. So with your body, as you're singing, you're really staying with that groove. Because that would help just in terms of also with scatting. It would help. It was really great, actually. I love the fact that with your scatting, you were following the changes, and that's really great. I mean, that's really important. And that's great. But can you try just settling it down with a groove? And just
I remember you. You're the one who made my dreams come true. A few kisses ago. I remember you. You're the one who made my dreams come true. I didn't know. I remember to a distant bell and star that fell like rain out of the blue. But my life is through, and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of home. Then I should tell them I remember you.
Yes, excellent. On this same note, so this music, this swing music, usually sits generally back. So every once in a while, a phrase that's a little ahead is an interesting change of pace, but Alan's right. Your tendency was to be ahead a little bit. Sometimes rushing, but sometimes just putting the phrase a little ahead of where it normally sits, which isn't necessarily bad. But if you do it too often, the feeling is more like...
You don't want to be dragging, you don't want to be rushing.
Ba-doom-sh, that's a joke. So, for example, 1, 2, 1, so think back. I remember you. You're the one who makes my dreams come true. Didn't you know it's later? I remember you. Blah, blah, blah. kind of coming back to the center, right in groove, and then laying back a little bit, and then back to the center. Every once in a while, a little ahead. But cheap later, and back and forth that way. I think that was probably the feeling. But same thing, no rushing, but also don't have the phrase at the front all the time.
So talking about phrasing, it's mathematics really. It's time you're playing with, as well as melody and words. And also with the words, for me, just like a real subtle thing, but consonants you can use to play with, to lengthen. I remember you, the M, the R, and lay on things. And I like, when Tris sang, he was lengthening that first phrase a little bit. I remember you. Maybe not cutting it off, you were cutting off a little too short. Though endings and beginnings are important. And also at the end, when this wonderful pianist did that sequence down, you should scatter that. You know, just don't hold the note. I mean, you can certainly do that, but it's an opportunity for you to play around and do a little impromptu ending for yourself. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities with this tune. Also, there's a beautiful verse that you might want to learn that you could put in the beginning of the tune or in the middle of the tune. Was it in Manhattan? Were you on the Nile? Long, long ago, say an hour or so, I recall that I saw you smile. I remember you. So you might want to learn that.
It was all said. I mean, but what I particularly, I want to encourage you on the scat, it was interesting. You rhythmically went crazy great on the scat. You would start like in the middle of the phrase, you would end, quicker than the end of the phrase. It was really hip. So if you can remember that in the scat and use some of that in the actual verses, with the words, because you got it down, you figured that out. It's very hip. It's very nice.
Thank you.
So the next is also a lady. No, I mean, lady. Когда вы поете, не забудьте представляться.
Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia Grutova. Yeah, I know that he sings. I'm so afraid.
Which I would be afraid, very afraid.
Show you some more. There's a lot of fun. We're all who are long now hearts. Says I'm not lazy because you don't want to miss another way to keep you showing. I'm not the equipment that is just big. For all who are long now hearts. We got a little less that you're gonna enjoy. The aim is on starting the thoughts. So something to raise the shepherd if you're out hiding or forgot it. It's time to relax. Come on, a bit the best that I didn't, but in case you're into sure enough. We got a lot to listen to us one by one. For all who are long now hearts. You can't jump off. To keep you showing, I know that equivalent is just begun. We're on to a long hearts. We got a little message that you gotta enjoy. Ain't the sun's not in the hearts. So stop when you raise the shepherd if you're out and I forgot. It's time to relax. Come on, with the message I didn't, but in case you're too sure enough. We got a lot to listen to us one by one.
really fantastic. I mean, the only thing I can say is maybe sing more of the arrangement. I mean, after you finish scatting, come back, you know, that bit. And then before brothers, open it up with that. That's the only thing I can add stuff to it. That's all. Your scatting is excellent. And John Hendricks is smiling up there.
And may I say, for English not being your first language, you're killing it. Absolutely wonderful. You know, I didn't have any issue with pronunciation. You know, you were spot on with your phrasing, and that's more important really than the words. And that's what John Hendricks always used to say, become the instrument. And you did. It was just wonderful. Congratulations.
Just on all different levels, you know, because it goes beyond the lyrics. I mean, you're playing. You're playing. You're very comfortable, you know, and your scatting is great. You're just because you're at a point where you can just have fun with it, and you're inside it, and you're so good. You're fantastic. Yeah. Wow.
I'm also part of the band vocal trio, and we have just two voices. Tatiana Fatiyeva, maybe you wanna go on the stage? Sorry for more ladies. Does it work?
Trio. One is missing.
Well, that's a very small trio then, yeah.
So we need to rearrange right now into parts.
Somewhere there's music, how big the tune. Somewhere there's harmony, how high the moon. There is no moon above my love is far away too. Till that comes true, that you love me as I love me. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's harmony, honey, how far. The darkness done will shine if you would come to me soon. Until your bells still my heart, how high the moon. How high the moon is the name of the song. How high the moon, though the waves may be wrong, we're singing it because your eyes were red. So we're singing it just for you. How high the moon, does it touch the stars? How high the moon, does it reach up to Mars? Though the words may be wrong to the song, we're asking high, 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 high is the moon. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's harmony, honey, how far. Though the words may be wrong to the song, we're asking high, 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 high is the moon. High, 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 high is the moon.
It's like up there.
Ladies. That was fantastic. But I was waiting for you to go into the scat, you know. You got
The next level.
The next level, yeah. One thing I will say let's talk about singing in harmony and what that means. It's a different animal, different skill set, different mindset than singing solo. I would cut the vibrato because harmony doesn't ring when you have the two sort of different vibratos going. It's vibrational, it's physics. So I think just for cut the vibrato when you're singing together. But then you guys should lace into some, either Ella's scat, which is iconic, and there's no doubt in my mind that you can learn that, and do it in harmony. That would be a first.
We will.
Thank you.
That was great. Yeah. You like Ella? Yes, of course. And so I'm curious. So where have you been studying and singing? Where do you do this?
Actually, our band is already 9 years old this year. Yeah, and so we're missing one person. Some people know that we are three girls in the band, and the musicians, so guys in the band. Yeah, so we're performing everywhere.
Yeah. So the three singers. Do you do like Andrew Sisters?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Gospel
Gospel
sisters, of course. And we do some stuff of yours. So we sing to Joy Spring, we sing to you. Yeah, we sing.
Can you do a little
The
Joy
Sunny
Spring?
Side.
Oh.
If you help us, Joy Spring. We need support, guys. Joy Spring, the mountain pleasure. Stigmatized the record, you're taking it to nuts. What's your problem? Spring, you know that is the greatest treasure you've got. I'm on the one that just bring the mountain's pleasure. And nothing but a way that can be sold. Nothing can take it from you. It's yours and yours alone to have and to hold. It's something more than was lost, so more than that. It's always a moment, time is gone. The country's locked. I've always wanted this brother saying that's the treasure. But there's nothing ever worth the price. Come with the margin. This thing's a lot to just bring. There's such a version. See what that's like, you let me want me with you. What's in the rain on service? When you were searching for the fun to meet me. Next level. We'll study your solos.
Just for fun, you know. It's always fun maybe to forget about the words and sing it without the words. You could really do it a little even faster without the words. And that might be a way to... The lyrics are crazy, indeed they are. Maybe just sing the head without the words, and then when you do the solos, because they're so beautiful, really so beautiful. And listen to Clifford Brown. Yeah. As some you mentioned, I think John Hendricks was all about getting the intent of the soloist. And it's not so, it's sort of losing your ego when you're singing vocals. You're really putting forth what the intent of the original instrumentalist was. But you could make it faster if you don't say words. You know, you can even get some inflections of saxophones and stuff like that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
A few questions we could take?
We're at 3:50, Jen.
So,
I'm really sorry, guys, but let's hear it for Manhattan Transfer. They have another. Thank you all for singing. And thanks to the wonderful singers and our wonderful accompanists as well.